Because I'm so serious, look. And the curious. So mysterious. Episode 5, post-surgery. You're going to see a video of me post-surgery. I think they told me I was supposed to recover, take about 4 to 6 weeks to recover. But y'all know my ass can't sit down. But I was definitely very careful. One of the important things about this episode is that I planned on doing everything at one hospital, right? You're going to see her, like the woman that's helping me put this together, Amy. Shout out to Amy. She's going to, of course, bleep out the names of hospitals. Hopefully she bleeps out the names of doctors. But the focus should be on the fact that mistakes happen. You know, they're unfortunate, they're unpredictable. Mistakes happen. I started out at one hospital thinking I was going to get everything done there. And they made a minor mistake. Not minor. They made a mistake. And thank goodness I was not comfortable with the oncologist that they referred me to. So I decided to get a second opinion, went to another hospital to do my chemo. Initially, I thought that I was going to have 4 rounds of chemo. I wound up doing 8 rounds of chemo, intense chemo. And I did it. They recommended it, but my attitude was then, it still is now, let me do what I have to do so I can finish up, move on with my life, you know? So I did that. I think what we're going to do is, with this episode, I just want to show you what I was going through post-surgery. Post-surgery, the choices that you have to make, the things that you could be faced with once you get the information back about your tumor. So doctors diagnose you, you have your tumor, they take it out. The majority of people that go through this, their tumor is sent away and they have to dissect it. So then they can further let you know what your treatment really will be. So that's where we are with this episode. It's post-surgery, pre-treatment, if that makes any sense. I can finally burn this. I just left my second follow-up, which should be my last follow-up for a while. I got my drains out. I could be sexy again. Ooh, ooh. I could do this. So I don't know if everyone that has or had breast cancer and had this type of surgery I had, whether they have, like, how many drains they had to get, but I had 4, 2 on each side. So my first follow-up, they took out 2. I thought they were going to take all of them out. I was still draining, but they took the last 2 out today. Getting my little sexy back. This is 2 weeks post-surgery. Today is June 17th. So much to catch up on. I think where I left off is where, they were basically telling me I was going to have to do some sort of chemo. So I don't want to name any names of any doctors, but my 2 main surgeons, they work with an oncologist, in the same hospital. And they both referred me to her. So, they sent my tumor away to kind of dissect it a little bit and find out, what caused it, what does it feed off of. Comes back. So before the results came back, I went to this oncologist, medical oncologist, and she told me that if the results came back high, that I would need to do 4 rounds of intense chemo, take a pill every day for 5 years, and take a shot every month or every 3 months for 5 years as well. That's if it came back high. My results came back moderate. I come back, I meet with her again. Mind you, it's COVID. Like, this whole coronavirus is going on. And she kept wanting me to come into the office. I had to insist on a televisit because I know my immune system is shot. Like, anyway, not naming any names. Go in, and she tries to prescribe for me the most intense forms of chemo. And at the same time, her staff sucks. So, long story short, searched for another doctor. I saw a radiation oncologist, and he referred me to another medical oncologist. And the difference between those two was like night and day. It was literally like night and day. So now I'm situated at that center. Oh, so the main reason that there was, I guess, hesitation to give me what would be recommended for high as opposed to moderate is because when my doctor, my surgeon went in, she tested, they test the lymph nodes around your cancer or around your tumor, right? And she tested the lymph nodes that were really close to my cancer, and they were all negative. They came back negative. But she, because she's such a dope doctor, also tested some lymph nodes that were a little bit further away. And one of those lymph nodes came back positive, meaning, cancer can spread through your lymph nodes. So meaning that it might have spread someplace else. So that's the concern. At this point, I'm not really sure how I feel about chemo. I've been told that they're supposed to start chemo first I was told within 4 weeks after your surgery. Sometimes they start before your surgery, depending on your situation and your overall health. But for me, I just needed to get more information because you guys saw my spirits with the surgery. I'm like, okay, let's just get it over with. Take them both, whatever. But with chemo, that's like an ongoing process. So if there's any fear in me about this whole diagnosis, it's doing the intense chemo. So I really, really, really need to be sure. And if you're going through this or you know someone going through this, that's the part they absolutely have to be sure about, because when you start chemo, more than likely you have to stay with whoever you start chemo with. That's really important. And that's like your body goes through so many changes, and it's something you're gonna have to do on a regular basis. So you just really have to be comfortable with your oncologist. I can't stress that enough. I got my first shot of Lupron the other day. I'll do another video about the side effects of that shot, but I haven't experienced any yet. But I'll let you know what I think she was I don't want to mess up her title, but I think she was a nurse practitioner. And yeah, she went into detail about what to expect with this injection. So I haven't experienced it yet, but we'll see. But that's what's been going on so far. If I remember anything else, I'll come back on. But yeah, that's what's up. That's what's going on right now. Okay, so the same day that I posted that last video, the one like the previous video talking about my spirits and trying to give you guys an update, that same day I went to the office and I got a call from Dr. It was my breast surgeon. She called me first, but I was doing my Spanish class. So I was like, okay, I'm going to send her the voicemail and I'll just, call her when I'm done in like 30 minutes. But she called me right back. So I was like, this must be something important. She said, and we were on the phone for probably about 30 minutes, the biopsy that I took in January, for the most part, some of the lymph nodes, they said were non-cancerous. I got the second opinion, as I told you guys, city, and they reevaluated those same pathology results from the pathology department in every hospital. And they said there was cancer there. And the reason why this is a problem is because when the results of the pathology department, they tell her where the cancer is so she knows where to go in and take the cancer out. If they tell her certain nodes are not cancerous, she's not going to think to test them or to take them out. So, like I said, the pathology department at hospital misdiagnosed some lymph nodes that I picked up. So of course I was very upset. It changed my, like, throughout this whole thing, I've been okay. When I found out that I had to do chemo, I was a little sad, but I'm like, okay, let's get started so it can be finished. You know what I mean? The four rounds that I had to do, or that I was gonna do, or that I think I'm still gonna do. I'm just like, let's just get started so we can be done with it, or I can be done with it. But now this. So she calls me and she's like, well, according to textbooks and what we would initially recommend is to go back in and remove all lymph nodes in my left arm, under my left arm. And then more than likely, since I'm young and I move around a lot, and you guys know my ass can't sit down, I'm gonna develop lymphedema, and then my arm's gonna swell, and I walk around with a big arm for like the rest of my life, and it's supposedly like painful. Listen, okay, I didn't sign up for this shit. Like, what the fuck? So I'm not really sure what to do right now. I haven't really told anybody. I told my daughter, Cookie knows, of course, but she was right there when I got the phone call. I mean, it sounds like there's negligence involved, but not on the part of my doctor. Not on the part of my doctor. The pathology department, it seems as though they got their shit fucked up. So now, I have my appointment set up to see 3 doctors again. I have to see the oncologist again. I have to see a surgeon, and I also have to see the reconstructive surgeon again, because I might possibly have to have another surgery. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please feel free to comment. Feel free to share my story with anyone that you know that's going through this, or that has gone through this, that might be able to give me some advice. As you guys know, I'm still going through the journey. But yeah, just thank you so much for all the love.